Hello everyone, this is Maria from Maxi-Physio. I prepared for you today a group of release exercises and stretches that we can do with a foam roller. You can use a small foam roller like this one, or if you have one of the longer ones at home, you could use it as well. So, this group of release exercises are especially beneficial if you have any sort of knee pain or hip pain. I'm going to show you also one release exercise that is really nice to open up through the mid upper back, through your thoracic spine. So if you're suffering with discomfort on that area, that would also help you. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to place the foam roller horizontal on the mat, and we're going to start lying on top of the roller from just below the hip bone. So I'm not on the bone itself, I'm just at the beginning of the sort of the top of the thigh area. And then if you are sore on that area, those muscles, you'll probably feel it straight away. What I'm going to start doing is I'm just going to lean a little bit forward, and then I'm going to come back to sort of be completely lateral. You could do this also with a tennis ball or a golf ball if you don't have a foam roller. It's a little bit easier if you go the roller, for what I'm going to show you after. But you can always use something else, or if you don't have a ball, you could also use a bottle of Coca-Cola or something similar, something that it needs to be a little bit firm, yeah, so something that is gonna obviously hold the weight of your own body. So from here, I'm just gonna move down a bit on the mat. I'm gonna start from the same point, and I'm gonna start just moving up and down through the thigh, so all the way from below the hip bone all the way to just above the knee. Yeah, if I'm doing it like that, you might see me better. You can do it with your front foot on the mat for support, or you can do it with both legs like that. And you can also do it on your forearm if your wrists don't like it. So this is going to release your IT band. You'll often find there's spots or points along the muscle where it's quite sensitive, yeah, and that's where you want to try to slow it down and work to release it. Now you could lean a little bit forward to do a bit more the lateral part of your thigh. So I'm just bringing myself a bit forward. I'm not sure if you can see it very well. That's it. And then we're going to finish doing the quads, so the front of the thigh. For these, I'm just going to use a bit of my forearm, and then just doing the front of the thigh. So I'm facing down, I'm not facing sideways. And I'm going again from the very top of the hip, so you're right below the hip bone, all the way to above the knee area. These ones are a little bit nicer than the IT band release. But again, if you have tighter spots along the muscle, you probably find it quite sensitive, and that's perfectly normal. You're not hurting yourself. So from here, I'm going to come back to start position, and then I'm going to sit on the roller. I'm right on my bum, on the hip, and I'm going to try to cross my foot over the knee. If you can't do this, because your knee is stiff, doesn't like it, or your hip is too stiff, you can do it with the leg down. You'll get a better release if you're in this position, but you choose what works for you. And then from there, we're going to do the same. We're going to roll along your bum, your bottom area, forwards and back. You can try to play a bit with the position, so you could turn a little bit more forwards, just a bit more straight. Yeah, you just need to find where gives you the best stretch for you. Great. Once I've released that, I'm going to move on to my hamstring, the back of the thigh. So this time, I'm going to start again from right above the knee. Make sure you don't go on the crease of the knee, because it can be a bit sensitive. And we're going to go all the way up to the hip bone area. And this is a little bit more pleasant than the ones that I just showed you. So if you don't feel it's not as tight or as sore, that's normal. And then just notice how I'm moving a bit in and out, so I can give a good release to all of the hamstring. Perfect. Now from here, I'm going to move down onto my calf. So for the calf, I'm going to start again right above the heel, so I'm on the base of the Achilles tendon. I'm going to go all the way to below the knee, so again, I don't go on the crease of the knee, yeah, because that's not very nice. So we can do it like this. With my hips, can you notice how my hips are slightly off the mat? If that's not strong enough for you, you can cross the free leg on top so you give yourself a bit more weight on it, and I will do the same. You can move again a little bit side to side, so to do the medial part of your calf, the lateral part of the calf, and the central part of the calf and the Achilles tendon as you do this. Now if this gets a little bit heavy on the wrists, you can do it on your knuckles, or as I said before, you can return always the free leg back onto the mat. So you need to choose what works best for your body. Very good. So in terms of numbers of repetitions, you need to do what works for you. So you need to make sure you feel it's being released. And then it might be that for some areas, you'll do less repetitions than for others. And that's fine too. So, from there, I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other hip. So we're going to start just resting right below the hip bone. And I'm going to start again just going a little bit forwards and back. This is going to release your TFL muscle. Didn't mention this earlier, which is also often really tight if you have any hip injuries and knee injuries. So it's a good muscle to release, yeah? That's great. So we're going to move on to your IT band release. I'll move down into the mat a bit so you can see me better. I'm going to start from the same position, and I'm just going to roll up and down as we did before. Very good. So notice again how there are points where it gets tighter. That's what we need to work through. You'll notice also one thigh is a lot tighter than the other, and that's normal. Now I'm going to move a little bit forward to do the lateral part of the quad. So it's not the main area of the quads, it's a little bit lateral, but it's not the IT band. You might still get a bit the IT band, but I want you to think of going a bit more onto the thigh. That's it. Good. And we're going to go then and do our quads. For this, I'm going to go a bit more forwards. Start from the same point, and then move again up and down. You can do it on your forearms if you prefer. Just see what position is best for your arms. Definitely tighter on this side. I'm going to do a few more. Okay, one more. And then back. Great. From here, I'm going to move on to sitting on the roller to release my glutes. I'm going to cross the leg, but you can do it with your leg down if you are not able to cross the foot on this position. And I'm going to repeat the same motion, running a little bit forwards and back. It's tighter also on this hip for me. So I find areas where it's a little bit sore, but good sore. And you can play again a bit with your position. You can turn a little bit, facing forward, facing to the side, whatever helps. Great. Once you feel you've released the hip properly, we'll move on to the hamstring. We'll start from above the knee, and we're going to be rolling towards the hip. That's it. And you can again do a bit of rotation across the thigh, so you get the medial part of the hamstrings, lateral part of the hamstrings, central part of the hamstrings. Great. Very good. Lovely. I'm going to finish doing my calf. So I'll bring the roller a bit lower. I'm going to start from above the heel, and I'll go ahead and repeat the same action. And remember, you could do free leg on top if you want to make it a bit more intense for you. Keep again that gentle rotation in and out. And if it gets a bit sore in the wrist, remember you can do it on your knuckles, or you can rest again the free leg on the mat. Very good. So as I finish this one, I'm just gonna go into a quick hip flexor stretch. I'm gonna lie on my side and then roll on my back, and I'm gonna be lifting my hips to rest the foam roller right underneath the lower back, is the base of the lower back, sorry. So it's the base of your hip bones. Think about your sacrum, yeah, tailbone area. Make sure it's not sore, should be comfortable. I'm gonna need to come back a bit. So I've got a space for my legs. I'm gonna extend one leg and the other leg I'm gonna take to the chest. And this is gonna open up my hip flexor on the leg that stays straight, down on the ground, front of the thigh. I need to picture the lengthened leg reaching forward. The leg you got up, just take it close to you and give yourself a good stretch. We're gonna hold it for like 2-3 breaths, whatever you feel is appropriate for you. And then we'll go ahead and change to the other side. And notice the difference on both, yeah? So again, I'm opening the hip flexor area, the front of the hip, front of the thigh. I'm gonna try to maintain my leg lengthened, foot on the floor as much as possible, and holding the other knee close to me. For another breath or so. And then I'm gonna come back down. So I'll take the roller out of the way. I'm gonna roll to my side to come up. And then we're gonna finish releasing the thoracic spine, the mid back area. So I'm gonna be putting the roller around the base of the shoulder blade. So for us ladies, is around where the bra strap goes. I'm gonna support my head so my leg doesn't stiffen up. And I'm just gonna allow my head to drop behind me. So I do a bit of thoracic extension, which should be feeling nice, even if you're a little bit stiff. You can always move the roller a bit higher or lower if you want to play a little bit with this movement. And then the last thing we're going to do is use the roller to release those muscles on the upper back and the mid back. So I'm going to go from here, I'm going to lift my hips up a touch, and I'm just going to roll again by bending my knees in and out. And I can again, for more release on one side or the other, I can lean a little bit into my right shoulder blade. And then I can lean into my left shoulder blade and just notice the difference on both. You'll notice there's a few knots here and there, maybe more on one side than the other. So we can again play with that to give ourselves a good release. And then we'll repeat again as many times we need to, depending on what's appropriate. And from here, we'll just drop the hips. We can use our hands to help us up. And we'll come back into sitting. So these are a group of release exercises and stretches that we can do to help our bodies feel a bit better and a bit looser. As I say, some of them might be a little bit painful, which is normal. You just need to always listen to your body and do what's appropriate for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please subscribe to my channel. If you have any suggestions for any other areas would you like me to work on, please let me know. I hope to see you in my next video soon, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.